To go in this amazing World Championship. 20 points up for grabs and just 7 points separating the top 3 drivers in the championship. That's an exciting enough prospect in itself, but the grid for today's race, well, that makes it really genuinely interesting. Most of the attention this weekend has been focused on Juan Montoya and Michael Schumacher, but it's the third man in the championship, Kimi Raikkonen, who snatched the pole yesterday quite dramatically, and he has a chance to turn the championship on its head here this afternoon. He could actually go top of the championship points table if he wins, with Montoya 4th and Schumacher in 7th place. Ironically, those are precisely his 2 rivals' grid slots going into today's Grand Prix. Now we're going to find out who's going to win the American Grand Prix and what that's going to do to the World Championship. When the 5 lights go off, we'll be racing at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Hold on to your seats, everybody. Here we go. They're away! Cracking start by Raikkonen. Look at Panis down the middle. He's ahead of Rubens Barrichello. Montoya's got away well as well. He's just in front of Michael Schumacher. And Montoya, has he got his Montoya or Ralph Schumacher? Can't tell from this angle.
I think that's Ralph. Montoya had a terrible start. I was looking out of the window, just a slow reaction time and very slow away for Juan Pablo Montoya, and that let Michael Schumacher through too. We'll have to wait. Some lock front brakes there into turn 4, no particular problem. And yes, Michael Schumacher is up to 4th. Ralph is 3rd, Panis is 2nd, Barrichello down in 5th. So for some reason, Barrichello and Montoya just really slow reaction time and slow away.
This is precisely what a lot of people thought might happen again here this afternoon. If Panis got in front of the field on the opening segment, he would hold everybody up. But Ralph Schumacher having a go around the outside now. He doesn't want to lose any time, and there he goes.
That is the speed of the Williams. We haven't seen Montoya able to use it at this time. He's right up behind Barrichello. Did Montoya pass Barrichello? And look at that! That is Ralph Schumacher, wasn't it?
No,
and
it's Montoya Barrichello. That was Juan Montoya trying to pass Barrichello, just as you said, Martin, that he needed to do just that. He's pushed Rubens Barrichello off the racetrack, and that's rain coming down. We can see rain clearly, and Barrichello is beached.
And Montoya up the inside then, but just wasn't really a car's width in there. There go the 2 Renaults. What a miserable afternoon for Montoya. This was down, this is a replay of down into turn 1. They were a 1/10 of a second apart as they crossed the line. Montoya tries to get inside of turn 2, and that is where they touched. You'd have to say Barrichello had the line and had the right of way, if you like. Panis becoming under pressure. That is for 3rd place. Raikkonen did lead by 2.7 seconds from Ralph Schumacher. We'll find out any time now where it's at. Surely Michael Schumacher in the perfect position to take P3. Yellow flags are waving. You're not allowed to overtake under yellow flag. Was he passed? There's another car. That is a Renault trying to overtake. He got away with it. He didn't make the move, but he would have been penalised. Could you say Michael Schumacher had already passed before the yellow flag zone? Suspect he had, just. Pure confidence here. You've got to believe the car's going to stick. The water's streaming off, and that is Panis, isn't it? Pitting. Panis in the Toyota pitting. Coulthard has passed Alonso. Alonso struggling around the outside of the 9-degree banking. And look at that. Coulthard taking another one. It's Michael Schumacher. Suddenly he's straight up in one straight. And we'll look at Montoya too.
Whoa, Montoya had a go, but he couldn't quite make it. David Coulthard, a fantastic move on Michael Schumacher, who was obviously slow coming out of the final corner. And now the 2 main championship contenders are right next to each other on the racetrack. Raikkonen still leads it, but this is exactly what we wanted to see. Montoya right up the back of Michael Schumacher.
And this is exactly what I was telling you about. When the track goes from dry to wet, the Michelins can hack it and the Bridgestones fall off the slope of grip. And Michael Schumacher seriously under pressure from a posse of Michelin-shod runners, and Coulthard is away then up into 3rd place.
Well, we're getting information up from the F1 ITV pit crew that the rain is easing off a little bit now. It's going to be one of those afternoons, I fancy. Look at Montoya, though. He's got terrific drive, and he just shoots up the inside of Michael Schumacher. And the crowd are up on their feet. The Colombian element are anyway, because Montoya has passed Michael Schumacher, and so has the Renault of Fernando Alonso.
Schumacher cannot hold it flat through the banking. He hasn't got the confidence or the grip. Car number 3 is under investigation by the stewards. That is Montoya. Montoya and Coulthard. That is going to be very tight, and Montoya sends it across the curb, and Coulthard in the end had to yield. That is where the straight line speed of that Williams was always going to pay him off. And look, Coulthard's gone deep into 4. Did that allow Alonso through 2? And Williams getting ready for a stop. Yes, it did. Alonso picked off Coulthard at the same moment while he was wrong-footed, brake too deep into 4, having been put out of position in turn 2. Montoya up to P3 then. Schumacher pits then. They're on lap 16. He's pitted at the end of 15. That is quite early, much earlier than I thought the Williams would be pitting. It's bad news for Montoya if he's just got a lap's worth more on board.
Raikkonen pits right in front of me. It is raining again now, guys, but they are putting slicks back on. We've seen how well these Michelin tyres can cope with a bit of rain. The fuel goes in. Ferrari still to pit. That's a decent stop, 10.9.
And Raikkonen exits then straight virtually into the side of, crucially, Ralf Schumacher. Michael Schumacher pits then. What on earth are they going to put on it? It can only be dry tyres. Surely, and I mean, it's such a gamble to risk those inters. Let's see if we can see what they're putting on. Get out of the way, please. Please get out of the way. We want to know. Yes, dry tyres going on the Ferrari then. That'll be a handful when he gets out. And that little Renault was flying when the conditions were like this earlier on in the race, when we had that first little drizzle of rain. It's a bit heavier now. Now the track has changed colour down here. This is getting very near the zone of needing something more. And there's a car running wide, but the 3 contenders then still virtually nose to tail.
Everybody's sliding. Mark Webber, for the record, is leading the Grand Prix at the moment. Jenson Button is in second place, and the Jaguar of Justin Wilson is third. So that's the position at the moment as Jenson Button goes off the course. There's a scramble down there in the tight, twisty section. You see how much the traffic plays a part here in Indianapolis.
The track has now visibly become wet, and also, just to add to Montoya's problems, you tell them, James.
I don't believe this. Drive-through penalty for car number 3 for causing a collision. Well, that's what we said would be the sanction if, in fact, the stewards decided that the accident between Montoya and Rubens Barrichello was avoidable. They have, and he'll have to do a drive-through penalty. Here comes the Ferrari then. Michael Schumacher, the sole remaining Ferrari in the Grand Prix. He was only in a couple of laps ago. It was the wrong choice to go out on dry tyres. Now he's coming in for the correct tyres. Of course, he'll also be... Oh, Ralf Schumacher is off the track.
Left rear damage too. As I said, they're going to go off the road with it. Those tyres will not cope with these conditions, and his left rear, I think, is damaged. His left rear, not yours, and I think he's got a problem. Yeah, and the rear wing's broken too. Ralf Schumacher effectively out of contention.
Yeah, just look at that left rear wheel, completely useless, as you can see. He'll be taking no further part, and that's a real shame for him, because when things all shook out, as it was looking, he would have been leading the Grand Prix. Just reversing then up the escape road. Mark Webber is still being shown as the race leader. Here he is.
Raikkonen and Alonso pit. Michael Schumacher is going to be waltzing away now as they have to come in and put wet tyres in. Kimi Raikkonen pits now. There goes Mark Webber with a spin. Coulthard is currently shown as the leader of the Grand Prix as the pit stops begin. That's the second stop for Raikkonen. There's a rooster tail of spray behind the cars as they pass the commentary box window and head down into turn 1 Ted.
Juan Montoya is in the pit lane serving his drive-through penalty now, but bad news for him, and is this his championship going down the drain with the rain? He's going to have to come in the next lap for wet tyres.
Mark Webber's car, we're being told, off the race. That's a shame for him. But the big picture here, Martin, is that if it stays raining like this, Michael Schumacher is in the box seats, because throughout this weekend, once again, when we've had wet running, we've seen that the Bridgestones were a couple of seconds a lap faster than the Michelins. Here's Montoya then, going slowly.
Yeah, he looks like Granny creeping down to the supermarket. He can't go any faster than that. He'll do exactly the same as Ralf Schumacher, his teammates done, and Mark Webber. He'll just snatch the wheels and skid straight into the barrier. Here he goes. Look, now he's got a tippy toe down the grass. He'll get away with that. It's costing him 20-30 seconds. He's on the wrong tyres. The overtake under the yellow flag probably cost him the Formula One World Championship.
Lap 27 of the American Grand Prix at Indianapolis, and we've got a British driver leading here. Jenson Button is 4.5 seconds ahead of Heinz-Harald Frentzen. He made a very, very timely pit stop for wet tyres, and it's worked out for him. And you can see there that's the Renault dicing with Wilson. That's Alonso and Wilson battle for 5th place. Those two had just been passed by Michael Schumacher, who is now up into 4th place. Button leads, Frentzen 2nd, Raikkonen 3rd, 4th Michaal Schumacher, 5th Alonso now, 6th Wilson, 7th Heidfeld and 8th Jarno Trulli in what is proving a really topsy-turvy afternoon, and well, a long way to go yet.
Button, Frentzen and Wilson all pitted just at the right moment where it was a clear decision to go onto wet tyres, and it's paid off handsomely for them.
There's a long way to go yet, but Raikkonen certainly seems quite strong. He'll be hoping to keep it going to Suzuka, as here comes Michael Schumacher.
And this is the Bridgestone Inter versus the Michelin Wet, no contest. Michael Schumacher scything his way through the field. He is a dozen seconds behind Jenson Button.
The rain is dying out, certainly at the moment. Looking out of the commentary box window, I can't see too much rain. There's a stiff breeze here at Indianapolis. It's drying the track up as Schumacher thinks again.
Schumacher in the slipstream. This is for position. There'll be no blue flags waving as there were in Monza. And, well, that was very easy, wasn't it?
There you can see a melee of cars that are all a lap down, in some cases 2 laps down. Alonso, however, is 5th place in this Grand Prix.
That was for position. Heidfeld has just taken Alonso for position. So we got a Sauber 3rd with Frentzen and now a Sauber 5th with Nick Heidfeld. There he comes through. He's now lapping Montoya too, who's absolutely nowhere on this full wet tyre. This is for the lead then. Schumacher on the banking in the slipstream, surely got a few clicks more than Jenson Button. How aggressive is Button going to be to defend this lead of the Grand Prix? And Michael will have to come down the wetter inside. Jenson can keep it round the outside, but Michael carries more speed through the apex. Well, he didn't give up too easily.
That's Jenson Button. Oh no, the podium is not going to happen here. The American dream is gone away for Jenson Button. He has stopped just beyond the pit lane exit on the main straight. Can't see why, but that's really frustrating for him.
Frentzen should be having the benefit of blue flags, and Fisichella should be out of his face right now, letting him get on with it. And Frentzen will need to drill that Jordan down into turn 1, otherwise Raikkonen will have the pair of them.
Here he comes then, he's in the slipstream as they go down towards turn 1. He goes for the inside line, it's the damp line. Can he make the braking work for him? Can he get 2nd place? Yes, he can! That was pretty straightforward for Kimi Raikkonen, and the horsepower of the Mercedes-Benz engine and the pure commitment of Kimi Raikkonen takes him up into 2nd place. And if it finishes like this, we are going on to Suzuka to decide the World Championship. Well, it's been the most exciting World Championship for many, many years, but Michael Schumacher has given himself one gigantic step closer to a record 6th world title. He just needs 1 point in Suzuka then, as he comes across the start-finish line to win the American Grand Prix. It's his 2nd victory here at Indianapolis, his 6th of the season, and a wonderful 70th career win for Michael Schumacher. And look how much it means to him. He is absolutely ecstatic. But where is Raikkonen? Where is Raikkonen? He was 19 seconds behind, and he goes across the start-finish line now. So we will be going on to decide this World Championship in Japan.
So pleased. I mean, it's such an emotional day today. So fantastic. After, as you said, not a great qualifying performance, having a good start, being back in the race, falling back due to the rain with slick tyres, then coming back with rain tyres, then not knowing what's the weather going to do, being back in slicks, starting to rain again towards the end. There was everything in it today, and to win this one in the crucial stage of the championship meant a lot, and I'm just so thankful to all the guys of Ferrari, to all our tifosi, because they just carried us